Hello and welcome to Car Dealer Live. I'm James Bagger. I'm the founder of Car Dealer Magazine, and today I'm talking to Mark Palmer from Auto Trader about all things AI, a subject very close to my heart. Mark, how are you?
I am very well, thanks, James. You too?
Yeah, very good, thank you. I'm up here actually, funnily enough, in the Auto Traders Manchester offices because I've been spending the day up here having a bit of an account review about the Clever Car collection and also talking about AI. So I'm fully briefed on the launch that you've got going on, which is actually going live today, isn't it? Let's tell those people who are watching what you've launched and what it's going to do to help them.
So, what we've launched today is the first, really, of a suite of new products called Co-Driver, which is we're delighted to bring to the market. It's going to bring together loads of the learning that we've had from working with AI over the last 10 years and more, all of the brilliant data that we have at Auto Trader, all of the technology, the expertise that we have into a suite of tools, really, which is just going to help retailers advertise their cars and provide a really great consumer experience.
I mean, Mark, up until now, I've been trying to use AI throughout this project with Clever Car Collection. Sometimes it's worked, sometimes it hasn't. And actually, from what I've seen, this is a genuine use of AI that firstly focuses on pictures, doesn't it? So what I've been told today is it's going to help guide dealers when they're uploading those pictures about what consumers want to see first. Tell me a little bit about how that works.
Absolutely, yeah. So one of the key things that we've been talking around for a very long time is, of course, the how much of a difference imagery can make to that initial consumer experience of your car. Of course, you load up all your cars on the platform, and actually the quality of your pictures, the first image that people see, makes such a big difference in the consumer experience. And so this first tool really helps us to tag and order the pictures that retailers will be loading up against an individual, a car on the platform, to make sure that consumers are seeing the best possible picture, the one that makes the most sense for them, and the one that most meets the kind of criteria that they've set.
I'm sure other dealers out there, just like me, really pore over the details when it comes to these pictures. I often look at all of the ones I've taken. I try and take 60, 70 pictures of the cars, and I often find it really hard to pick which one to use first. I mean, normally it's like a front three quarters in some way, shape, or form. What's the AI telling you that consumers want to see? What is that first picture that we should be picking?
Well, it's going to differ, and this will be one of the big differences. Of course, what consumers we know they don't want is a really bland, uniform experience when they're searching. So retailers are still going to those pictures are still going to differentiate individual cars. All sorts of differences, of course, in the pictures that you'll see. There can be two cars which look kind of the same, but of course there'll be tons of differences in the kind of imagery that's used. And what the machines are doing, AI is doing in the background, has been learning over a really long period of time which kind of pictures will generate the best response. So it could be a load of different things which will pick the right picture for you. I suppose the other thing as well is around tagging and ordering of those pictures. So the first one, of course, is that kind of initial um, that first response that you'll get. Do I is that the car I really was looking for? Am I attracted to that picture? But then afterwards, being able to order those pictures and tag them so that people are getting the right kind of experience and really getting to know the car on their screen is what the machine's going to do.
How can dealers trust that AI is going to get it right? I mean, often the dealers run their businesses, a lot of them on gut feeling. How can they trust that these pictures that AI is picking are the right ones?
So this is a question that we're obviously always going to be asked. So first of all, this is not kind of. There are plenty of. You mentioned it a moment ago, actually, James. There are plenty of examples where AI is applied to lots of different things, but certainly in car advertising, and it's not really very trustworthy. And this kind of brings us to why this set of tools is really. A step ahead, and a step up, a level up at least, and that's because of all of the learning and the time and the data that's gone into it. So for retailers, really, this isn't something where we've picked up a tool and we've added it onto Auto Trader so that retailers can advertise their cars. This has got, as I said, at least a decade's worth of learning in the background to make sure that what is shown really is the best, and that is what sets our use of AI apart. Auto Trader data, as you'll know, you've been using it. Lots and lots of the viewers will have been using it for a very long time. Auto Trader data is brilliant. It's the best around. The depth of it, the granularity, the learning, the constant learning within that data, and that's really the key to this set of tools, because it underpins the use of the technology to really provide the best answers for the consumer, the best experience that they can have.
There's certainly going to be some dealers out there having to get used to doing things slightly differently with this. I mean, it starts with pictures, doesn't it? In the new year, you're going to help them write their adverts. Now, I'm a journalist. I mean, that is my real job, and I quite enjoy writing the adverts for the cars that I'm selling. But there's a lot of dealers out there that I speak to who don't enjoy it, and you're going to be able to help them. Just explain how that's going to work.
Yeah, so and this is all based upon the data again. So we've been working for a long, long time on establishing really, really strong vehicle taxonomy, which is one of those sort of really boring things that's in the background, but it's so important to making sure that the data that goes into a vehicle description is accurate, and that the vehicle is correctly described. And essentially what that happens is the tool is picking up all of that rich data. It uses AI, it uses the large language model capabilities to provide a really good vehicle description. So making sure that it's accurate, that it's articulate, that it reads really well, that the grammar's right, and all those sorts of things. The kind of things that consumers would expect from a good experience, really, the kind of things that they want to see. And I get it, because it takes a long time, doesn't it? You'll know that it takes a really long time to make sure the specification is accurate, and then to try to put some flavor into it and make sure it's all working well. There's quite a challenge there, and it takes quite a lot of time. So this is a great use of technology to take a lot of that burden away, make sure that the vehicle's accurate, make sure the consumer's seeing a car which is well described, and everything is as it should be.
So you're starting with pictures. Next up, it will be descriptions. What's next? Where's AI from Auto Trader going to help car dealers next?
Yeah, so there's another thing around that comes after description, which is key features, and that again is learning from consumers and the kind of things that they're looking for, what they want to see, and it will start to call out the key features for that particular vehicle. So really, we're starting with, I guess, some of the most important things, some of the basics, and making sure that ad quality is really raised. So you've got pictures first of all, you've got vehicle descriptions, you've got key features. Those are kind of the fundamentals of a really great car ad, and that's where we'll be starting.
How far do you think AI can go to help businesses like the Clever Car Collection and similar ones who have set up wanting to use this new technology? How far can AI go to helping us out?
Well, it's already been going, very far, as you'll know. I mean, if we come away really from the things that people see on their screens, that consumers see on their screens, you've been using the data. Lots of retailers have been using the data, which is all kind of a lot of it's powered by AI. We've got, our data scientists and data engineering community has been working really hard for a number of years on making sure that we're providing the best tools using the best data for retailers. So there's a load of stuff which has already been going on. I kind of like to think about it as things that have been going on in the back of the showroom, and now we're bringing to the fore things that would effectively be in the front of the showroom. There are loads of opportunities, of course, and I think that what's important is that we develop tools which are helping retailers in a number of different ways. So that first group of things that I spoke about, we talk about valuations and price indicators and things like that, retail rating, all of those things, the metrics that we use are helping retailers kind of add a bit of insight to the instinct that you spoke about, so that they're making more informed decisions, really. Now, of course, we've got things which are helping save retailers time and providing a better consumer experience for those consumers. So there's there's a big runway of things where AI could be applied. I think it's just important that we make sure that we're helping consumers, and we're also solving challenges or finding opportunities for retailers to realize efficiencies.
I mean, AI is a bit of a buzzword, isn't it? I mean, it's been something that the industry and the world has been talking about over the last 12 months. Is this not Auto Trader just jumping on the AI bandwagon?
No, I think it would have been really, really easy to do that, of course, but that would have been the wrong thing to do. So, like I said, a moment ago, really important that we approach this in a responsible way, with the number of users that we've got on the platform, with the number of retailer partners that we have on the platform, and the selection of stock. We've got to make sure that we've got everything right, under the hood, as it were. We've got to make sure that the data is really right, that the taxonomy is great and granular, and everything's working properly, and then we can choose, the best tools to overlay, to make that data really work for the consumer, make it work for the retailer. So not at all. Like I said, we've kind of been working with this for a really, really long time. In fact, it annoys some of our data science team, some of our data engineers, that AI has become quite famous and fashionable because they've been using it for ages. So yeah, not jumping on the bandwagon. We've been in it for ages, just on the stuff that you don't really see.
What about for car dealers like me who spend a lot of time and put a lot of effort into their adverts? You know, I take huge numbers of pictures, I do a video, and I really try and craft those descriptions. Is it fair to sort of level the playing field in this respect? I mean, how do people like me who really want to try and stand out continue to stand out?
I think the way to look at it, and it's a really good question, because the way to look at it is not really that those brilliant descriptions, those brilliant images are coming down. It's more that the baseline is kind of is being raised, and that's a good thing for consumers, of course. What I'd say is also it's taking a lot of the sort of the time out of that initial part. So for you, we found in some of the testing for this that retailers are taking 28 minutes to craft a good vehicle description, and with the use of these tools, that drops to a couple of minutes. So if you think, you load up 10 cars, 20 cars, there's a massive time saving there. Now, some of that time, of course, you can use to really, apply your own flavor, to talk about the different services that you offer and what sets you apart and your product apart from other retailers. So you've still got that opportunity to sell yourself and to sell your business, but the bar has been raised. I kind of liken it to, we'll have all used Airbnb. You look on Airbnb, you search for certain places, the map comes up, and they're all as kind of there they are. But you make your decisions, don't you, as a consumer, based upon the images that you see and upon the text that you see there. And despite the fact that the features tend to be the same, has it got a couple of bedrooms? Has it got a parking space? Has it got whatever? How that property is described, and what those images are, they're the things that really make you decide which one to maybe go ahead and inquire on or book. It's going to be exactly the same here.
I mean, Mark, what I really need is some help with AI dealing with my warranty claims, and then AI to go and clean the cars, and then you've genuinely saved me some additional time. But no, in all seriousness, how far can AI go in this business? I mean, you've talked about descriptions, you've talked about photos, you've talked about some other data points. Is it going to get to the point which is where I started this project, where AI will be able to run a car dealership for people?
I think that, we found in all of the research that we've done, that retailers are actually more important than ever. So will AI run a dealership, and there'll be no need for people and whatever? Absolutely don't see that at all. In the end, every consumer that we ever speak to at some stage, for whatever reason, wants to do something, wants to speak to a retailer. So I don't see that happening. I think where AI is really powerful is in taking away the burden. Jobs that are repeatable, jobs that are inefficient, jobs that you can get wrong, all those sorts of things. That's where our AI really comes into its own. We talked about, helping retailers make better decisions. That's an application that we've been working on for some time. You've been using the tools, but really this is about now getting into the next stages of it, which is all of those things which take ages, can go wrong. Sometimes they're a bit mundane, or they're detailed. That's where AI really is going to find its next level. Where it goes from there, 5-10 years time, who knows?
Yeah, Mark, thank you very much. I really appreciate the insight into AI. I have had a little play with it myself this morning in Portal, and it was quite nice to see the order of the pictures that it chose, and also the feature I really liked is it suggesting those pictures that I might not have taken. I mean, luckily I'd taken all the ones it wanted me to, but some people might not have done that. I mean, that is an interesting feature, isn't it? And it will be helpful.
Yeah, definitely. And again, there's back to that point, insight and instinct. Adding those two things together is really important. I don't think technology, like I said, technology like this isn't going to replace retailers. And there's so much experience in the industry that needs to, that really does that extra bit that sprinkles the bit of dust, over the top. So absolutely, and the tool in helping retailers is only going to kind of raise the level of experience that consumers have, make things more transparent, make it hopefully a little bit more enjoyable, and save retailers a bit of time as well.
Yeah, we like saving time. Mark, thank you very much. It's been great to chat to you. I appreciate your time.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. That's Mark Palmer. He's the head of strategy and insights for Autotrader. Now, if you want to keep up to date with all things AI with the Clever Car Collection project, you can follow it on this YouTube channel. And for the very latest on the industry, check out our website. It's cardealermagazine.co.uk. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.